The TV show The Code on CBS follows the military's brightest minds who take on the toughest legal challenges facing the U.S. Marine Corps. In a new episode airing tonight, Lieutenant Harper Li must find out who leaked information about a Marine who was set to become the Corps' first female infantry captain. Here's a preview.
Multiple attackers left Lieutenant Sloan unconscious in a parking lot near Camp Lejeune. She is still in surgery.
Do we have a motive? What?
Lieutenant Li, you have been with the Judge Advocate's office for how long?
9 months, ma'am.
Would you please use your vast experience and educate Captain Abraham on how the world works?
The motive is she's a woman. The motive is she's about to become a captain and lead an infantry company.
Corps has come a long way with that stuff.
Yeah, we used to be 8% of the Marines. Now we're 9.
Save your breath, Harper.
Phillipa Soo joins me now. She plays Lieutenant Harper Li on the show.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Chicago native, I just learned.
Yes, I'm from Chicago, but I've lived in New York for 10 years now. I'm celebrating my 10th year in New York.
Where the show is filmed.
Yes, where we film.
All right. So we just see at the table there, you schooling your colleagues.
A little bit.
Little
yeah.
shade there.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the show tonight.
Yeah, well, I think this episode is the first time that Harper really gets to sink her teeth into this case. And I also think that she takes it on a personal level. She really wants to fight for justice and wants to prove herself in this environment. But sometimes the path to justice isn't always, isn't always black and white. It's very gray. And she sort of is learning how to be a Marine and be in this world, and at the same time question her own ideals and really make sure that she's doing her job extremely well.
Harper's an attorney, right?
Yes,
so,
a judge advocate.
In learning more about her character, what are you sort of learning that really, endears her to the audience? What is her cause?
Well, Harper comes from privilege. She went to law school, and coming out, she had the option of joining the family firm, and instead wanted to join the military, join the Marines, and become a judge advocate. And I think that there's something to that in terms of how much she just wants to dive in on the most meaningful level in terms of her calling as a lawyer. And I think she wants to do that by serving her country. And part of her story, her backstory in dealing with these cases is coming up against the life that she came from and the people that she grew up with, her fiance, their ideals, coming up against the ideals that she's learning in the military.
Well, what did you haven't served in the military, right?
I have not.
What did you do to sort of develop this character?
Well, there was some reading, obviously, to be done. What is the code? Is the question, was like the first question.
Do you follow someone who's in the Marine Corps? How does that go?
Well, we have a lot of Marine tech advisors working on our show.
Okay.
So we did some weapons training, and of course, in every free moment, we were sort of asking them, about their experience, about what they do, why things are done, and then, great stories at the end of the day that have nothing to do with what we're working on, but just hearing, into the lives of these amazing people that are putting their lives on the line.
Do you have an insecurity when you're on set that, you definitely don't want the folks who are in the Marine Corps thinking you are, doing a ridiculous job the role?
We want to make sure we do this in an incredibly respectful and well-crafted.
Yeah.
I think what we're interested in is not only seeing, the heroes and the cases that we're working on, but who are the people behind that? What makes them tick? Why are they serving? What keeps them working on the Marines?
And that interests you as you develop Harper?
Yeah, I think so. And without giving too much away, Harper has a really exciting arc throughout the season. She takes a definite 180 turn. So if you tune in, you'll see why.
Oh, that's a good little tease.
Yeah.
All right, so for folks who may not know, you were Eliza Schuyler in Hamilton.
I was.
On Broadway.
I was, yes.
Hamilton is so darn good, but that's something you already know. I actually saw it in Puerto Rico for the first time when
you did?
Lynn came to do the 3-week run.
That's amazing.
It was phenomenal.
Did you love it?
I loved it, and I loved Eliza's voice.
Good.
So what we know is that if you played Eliza, you have a hell of a voice. Do you prefer the stage or the screen?
I prefer amazing rooms with amazing people where I feel like the work is being created because we're all interested in making something that's better than all of us.
Yeah, but is the stage, do you feel a little bit more alive on the stage?
Well, I think more to my point is that, like, I love both.
Yeah.
And I think being on stage is a very different thing, but truth has no size, you know, whether it's like in a screen that's like right in front of your face
Yeah.
or a stage. You know, you want to tell authentic stories.
No, that's fair, but the intimacy is so different, right? So
Totally
I'm speaking to a group where I'm not making eye contact,
Well-
whereas a camera, there's nobody, you know, it's just...
Oh, I think the biggest difference is that there are no do-overs when you're live on stage.
Oh, touche,
There's no
yeah.
cut,
Yeah, right.
cut, somebody
Right.
fix this thing in my eye. Like,
Yeah.
if you have something in your eye on stage, you're like trying to do it with a thing in your eye.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it's exhilarating.
Will
and
you do more
terrifying.
Broadway?
Sure.
Why not, right? Who would say no to that?
Well, I know.
What a question is that?
Would I?
Phillipa Soo, it's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
New episodes of The Code air Mondays right here on CBS. They start at 9, 8 Central.